Well, hello everybody, welcome to Red Tool House. Today we are just going to provide some updates on what's going on. There's been a lot of crazy stuff happening here recently. Hope you guys are safe and staying active during this quarantine time. So yesterday we had an absolute frog choker of a storm come through. Huge hail, about a little bit smaller than golf ball size hail, high winds, heavy rain. So it's washed in a lot of my drainage ditches. Our creek was overflowing. Some of my culverts got clogged, so water ran everywhere there. So I spent the last 24 hours cleaning that mess up. Acquired some new dents in my truck, which was kind of a drag. New truck, I was hoping I'd at least be able to keep it a year before I got a dent in it, but that didn't happen. I guess that makes it officially a farm truck when it's full of dents, so such is life. So due to the pig pasture looking like that, we've been spending the last couple weeks opening up a whole nother section of the property. I know we talked about it in some previous videos, but hop in with me. We're going to ride to the top of the mountain at the edge of the property line, and I'll show you what we're working on. Hey y'all, while I head up to the mountain here, I want to take this time to let you know today, the day that you're seeing this video, Olight is having a charity sale where 100% of the proceeds from their sale of products today are going to be donated to the U.S. for COVID relief. Also, if you log in, you can actually request a free pack of masks, up to, I think there's 15 in the pack, and you can request that and those will be shipped free, but you need to log in. They're also offering sales on discounts up to 30% off on their lights, and I'll meet you on top of the hill. So that was a little bit harder than it was supposed to be. My goodness, there are trees down everywhere. That's the problem with these dead emerald ash and this high wind we've been having. So where we are right now is at the top of our south ridge at the furthest position east. Property line, actually. Property line is just here about 10 feet over to my left. I'll drop it here on the map so you can see where we are. So you can see elevation-wise, we are much, much higher. I'm looking down on our house. Our house is over across that valley. I don't know if you can see the white, the shiny. That's the top of the chicken coop greenhouse down in the valley. So we're definitely higher in elevation for this pasture. So the plan is to have this corner here where this white oak is. It is going to be the corner, the beginning of the top of the pasture. So earlier this week, Kelly and the boys helped me put in a single line, what I would consider a backbone fence. Goes all the way down my road, turns down the mountain, and ties into the existing pasture fence. Actually, I got to put a little wire gate across the road for now, but it brings it down that close. The next step, what we got to do is, I don't want to make a pointy triangle here, but I'm going to go from this white oak over to that white oak, the one behind that little sapling, right? That one right there. And that pretty much is our property line going all the way down the mountain. You can kind of see all the way down there to the county road. So we're going to do just a straight line all the way down, staying right on the property line. And it's going to give a weird looking triangle, big triangle of woods, a little bit of clearing down in our old logging staging area. And then they'll actually have access all the way down to the green, just the edge of the pasture down at the very bottom where we run our broiler chickens. So this will be a nice area here. This is probably, oh my goodness, if you ironed it out, it'd probably be about 5 acres, but it's probably about, on the map, it'd probably be about 2.5 to 3 acres if you looked at it on a flat map. But a lot of mast in here, a lot of places the pigs have never had access to before. So this will be a new treat for them. So I've talked about using this gas pipe for fence post, and it's really worked out well for us. The other day, it was very therapeutic. I got up early, just threw the generator and the saw on the back of the side-by-side, went to a specific spot on the property where there's one of the gas lines. These gas lines were made to go up the dead center of the valley, right in the creek, and then they have these branches that go up all the way to the top of the mountain or to each old well site. And there was a ton of old well sites on this property back in the heyday. So imagine a tree with a lot of branches. Well, I was just working on one of the many branches, and I cut out 22 5-foot long pipes that I can use for fence posts, and I only went 100, 200 feet, not even 200 feet, just one bench up the side of the mountain because it kind of turns and twists a little bit and lays down in the benches as it goes up. So I was able to get quite a few pipes out of that, and then not even scratching the surface of what I have. So it was nice. I put my headphones on, sat there with the saw, and just cut and move, cut and move. I spent about 3 hours doing that, just making nice fence posts there. That's a little fun hill to come down when it's muddy. Wheels kind of turn, they kind of just slide all the way down. As you can see, here's my fence post coming down. This is my termination post. So the gate, just wire will stretch over here to where I have wire already that ties into this pasture that the pigs are in already. So where I am now is about halfway down the mountain. This is our old log staging area. When we had the property timbered 20 years ago, they would drag the logs this way and pile them there. And of course, there's the workshop, the chicken coop, the house. So you can see that all of this, the pigs will have access to. They are currently, I don't know if you can see that black fence post right there. That line is where they currently have access. Now they'll be able to get on this side and go through some of this woods and area. Got some widow makers I got to keep an eye on. That one's really perched precariously. So it's pretty tough to point out, but here's pretty much the line will be coming down. You can see those bigger trees. So all the way up where you see that blue sky, that fence line will come down, come right to the corner of our green, and then I'll just turn and go up the border of the pasture here and tie back in there where the wood shop is. So they won't necessarily have access to this grass. They'll have access to the hillside. But that'll be a fence line right through there. And for those of you keeping score at home, I did go ahead and make a wire reel holder. That way I could not walk backwards through the woods. I don't remember who commented on that, but they were commenting on how that's not the smartest thing to do. So yes, I agree. So I took some old angle iron that I had and just welded together a basic, pretty rudimentary little wire holder there. So now I can set it in the ground, or set it on the ground, and take my wire and run through the woods. And it's much easier to pull a single strand of wire than it is to carry this thing backwards through the woods. So, and I painted it red so I could see it. Quit fighting the four-wheeler, you jerks. So as far as an update on the pigs go, they are approaching at the end of April, they'll be 6 months old. Stop eating my tripod, fool. And at 6 months, obviously, I need to have them separated, so I'm running out of time getting my boards separated from my gilts here, but we're getting close. I'm just waiting for him to knock that camera over. So we're getting close to having the pasture ready to get the boars further up the valley, and again, everybody else is going this way, so we're going two different directions there. So I'm hoping that's going to help out. But you know, they're getting bigger, definitely putting on weight. You know, funny story. You guys are going to laugh at me because I know I've gone back and forth on this. You know, I thought there was one barrow that had one testicle, and we proved that it wasn't. It was just a cyst that had developed and gone back down. But my little barrow, my little spotted barrow, he was walking in the sun the other day, and I saw what he's carrying. He's not a barrow, he's a boar. Here's some video here you can see of him, and even some still shots. As you can see, he's packing, but man, he just started developing. He's definitely younger than everybody, but he just started developing enough for me to even see those. So got to figure out what I'm going to do with him. I'm not sure that I want 3 boars, so we may may have to do some dealing. I really don't talk about chickens much because chickens are chickens. But what's funny is the chickens we hatched out this last fall, they've all matured to the point that you can see there's quite a flock of roosters there. So we had a pretty good turnout of roosters. So there's some decent amount of hens, but definitely some of these guys are destined for the pot or other farms. I don't need, I think I've got 7 or 8 roosters right now, so I don't need that many roosters. But there's one, that's my patriarch. He's the one that fathered everybody there. So he's still lead man on the totem pole right now, but he's starting to lose rank because some of these other guys are a little bit bigger. So it's funny, the father of all these roosters, all of the ones we hatched out, he's black Australorp, and of course he bred with some others. But look at this really pretty broad rock rooster. I'm going to keep him. He's real pretty. He's got just the slightest little bit of Australorp in him. I guess he gets a little bit of iridescent green on his flight feathers there. But he's a good looking rooster. Well, another project on our list is getting ready for our broiler chickens. We're going to run the broiler chickens over here in the old egg laying pasture, and they're due to show up in about 3 weeks. So I got to get their brooder ready. We've got 100 of them coming, and I'm actually going to take half of the old egg laying coop, clean it out, and turn that into a brooder. Still deciding whether I'm going to move it or not. The only reason why I think about moving it is I don't have electricity here, and I have to run power all the way down from the house. So I'd rather not do that. If I had it over here near the workshop, then I'd have power access to it. So we got to get that ready, and like I said, we're about 3 weeks out, and we'll put them in the chicken tractors. We have 3 tractors, so I can put 100, 33 in each, roughly, and be able to run them in that pasture area. That stuff is really greened up since we got the chickens off there, and of course all that manure is really built up. Well, that's what's going on here at Red Tool House. Hope you all are doing fine. Take care.